Welcome to the latest Science Bits. Most people believe thinking positive is the key to happiness, but a 2023 study shows it might actually be making you more stressed. Today, we're looking at what the data actually says about positive psychology. Before we dive into the complex science of the human mind, a quick disclaimer. This podcast is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. For decades, the field of psychology was defined almost entirely by what was wrong with us. It focused on pathology, mental illness, and the remediation of dysfunction. While this work saved lives, researchers like Martin Seligman argued in the late 1990s that mental health is more than just the absence of illness. As the World Health Organization notes, true health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. Positive psychology emerged to study the factors that allow individuals, communities, and institutions to actually flourish. Research suggests you can be free of a clinical diagnosis and still be languishing, feeling empty or stuck, while conversely, those with mental disorders can still experience moments of high well-being. The most prominent framework in this field is Seligman's PERMA model, which suggests that well-being isn't a single happy feeling, but a composite of 5 distinct pillars: positive emotions, engagement, also called finding flow, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment. Research suggests that focusing on these areas helps move individuals from a state of distress toward optimal functioning. Interestingly, an adapted version for education, PERMA-H, adds a 6th pillar, health, emphasizing that physical vitality, including sleep and nutrition, is a foundation for psychological growth. Here is an idea for a micro-habit: the 3 good things exercise. Research suggests that writing down 3 things that went well each day and why they happened can significantly increase happiness and reduce depressive symptoms for up to 6 months. The second theory is called Broaden-and-Build. Why did we evolve to feel joy at all? Barbara Fredrickson's Broaden-and-Build theory offers a fascinating mechanistic account. While negative emotions like fear narrow our focus to a specific fight-or-flight action, research suggests that positive emotions broaden our momentary thought-action repertoires. This openness allows us to build enduring physical, social, and intellectual resources, essentially a bank account of resilience. When we experience positive affect, we are more likely to seek out social connection and creative solutions, creating an upward spiral of well-being. An idea for a micro-habit: mindful savoring. Research suggests that savoring, deliberately prolonging a pleasurable experience, like the smell of morning rain or the taste of your favorite meal, intensifies momentary pleasure and helps build these lasting psychological resources. The third theory is called slef-determination theory, SDT. To maintain these positive habits, we need the right kind of motivation. Self-determination theory posits that human flourishing depends on the satisfaction of 3 basic psychological needs: autonomy, feeling in control of your actions; competence, feeling capable and effective; and relatedness, feeling connected to others. Research suggests that when we pursue goals that align with our core values rather than external pressures, we are more likely to stay engaged and experience genuine growth. A micro-habit applying this theory could be autonomous goal setting. Research suggests that setting one micro-goal today that you truly want to do, rather than something you feel you must do, strengthens your sense of competence and intrinsic motivation. The final theory for today is called positive health sciences and coaching. A new frontier is positive health coaching, PHC, which integrates lifestyle medicine with positive psychology. This theory views the mind and body as a unified system. Research suggests that positive emotions can actually strengthen the immune system and lower inflammation. PHC encourages a meliotropic orientation, a proactive, positive direction toward health regardless of one's current medical status. By focusing on internal strengths like grit and hope, practitioners help clients connect their health behaviors to a deeper sense of meaning. A useful microhabit is the so-called paving wheel check-in. Research suggests that briefly assessing your lifestyle pillars, how you slept, what you ate, and your social connections through a non-judgmental what's working lens can boost your motivation to maintain healthy habits. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Does positive psychology actually work? Can, for example, a gratitude journal actually treat clinical depression? The answer from a 2023 meta-analysis is surprising. When scientists talk about positive psychology interventions, or PPIs, they mean activities like gratitude journaling or using character strengths in new ways. Meta-analyses of dozens of randomized controlled trials involving thousands of participants provide a nuanced picture. Research suggests that PPIs have a small but meaningful effect on enhancing well-being and reducing depressive symptoms. However, the data offers a critical reality check for those with severe illness. A 2023 meta-analysis suggests that for adults experiencing depression, PPIs are not necessarily more effective than standard active treatments like cognitive behavioral therapy. Instead, PPIs may be best used as a complementary strategy to standard care, helping people build resilience during remission to prevent future relapse. For instance, in a study of breast cancer patients, theory-guided PPIs significantly improved quality of life and even sleep quality by helping patients transform negative perceptions into resilient ones. Most research in this field has been conducted in weird societies: Western, educated, industrialized, rich, and democratic. But the data shows fascinating differences elsewhere. A systematic review of studies from non-Western countries like China, Iran, and South Korea reported much larger effect sizes than Western studies. Researchers suggest this might be due to a better cultural fit. In interdependent or collectivist cultures, the self is perceived in relation to the group, making interventions like acts of kindness or gratitude visits particularly powerful. However, we must be cautious. Many of these non-Western studies were assessed as having lower methodological quality, which may lead to overestimating how well the treatments actually work. If we want to build a flourishing society, we have to look at the youngest among us. Research on PP is for children under 6 is currently incredibly scarce. Only 3 high-quality studies were found in a recent review. However, those few studies suggest that teaching empathy and gratitude to preschoolers can significantly boost life satisfaction and engagement in learning. The key, research suggests, is for teachers to live the tenets of positive education rather than just teaching it as a lesson. How can you put that into action as a parent? Try gratitude drawing. For parents or teachers, research suggests asking a child to draw what they are grateful for and describe it to you can foster positive affect and self-esteem, even in very young children. And now, what about the risks? Toxic positivity and methodological issues. We promised nuance, so let's talk about the risks. One major risk is publication bias, the tendency for journals to only publish studies that find positive results. This may skew our overall understanding of PPI effectiveness. There is also the middle range effect. One large study of over 1,600 adults found that self-administered PPIs were most effective for those in the middle range of the well-being continuum. Research suggests they may be less useful for those who are already flourishing, also called the ceiling effect, or for those who are severely depressed and attempting these without therapist guidance. Forced positivity in the face of deep trauma can be counterproductive, stressing the importance of person-activity fit. As we've seen, the data suggests that flourishing is possible, but it's not a magic wand. It requires finding the right fit for your personality and culture, and making it a sustainable practice. Start small, stay curious, and remember, health is more than just not being sick. It's the ability to realize your own potential and contribute to your community. If you found these habits useful, you'll need to know how to make them stick, which is exactly what we're covering in our next deep dive into the neurobiology of habit formation. Follow us to be notified when we release the episode.